you are constantly managing your dog's behavior or micromanaging your dog's life, that is actually a sign of mistrust, right? When we're out there just constantly like eyeballing the dog, just waiting with breathless anticipation for the next blow up, we're waiting for the next shoe to drop, we're managing every little thing that they do, we're staring at them like, what are you doing there? What are you thinking there? We're constantly just on them. The dog feels that. They feel that mistrust. And if you mistrust them, they won't trust you. Ah, yes, feeling exhausted because you're doing all the things and it's still not working. Maybe the problem isn't you or your dog. Maybe it's the approach. Let's get into it. Ready to have a calm and peaceful life with your dog without the stress of those fear-based behaviors? Hi, I'm Tracy, and I've been there, overwhelmed by all the conflicting dog training advice and unsure of what to do next. But now I help dog lovers like you simplify your life with your dog by building confidence naturally, fostering trust, and addressing those fear-based challenges. So, if you're ready, stop chopping those chicken wieners and let's get to it. Hey there, friend. If you've already done all the training, the group classes, the leash work, the recall drills, and you're still frustrated over your dog's behavior, I want to tell you you're not alone. But here's the thing. Obedience is just part of the puzzle. It only makes up a fraction of your day with your dog. So what if we went, beyond obedience? See what I did there? And we focused on the other 98% of your life with your dog. And we made that fun and fulfilling and, dare I say, easy. My online program, the Fearless Framework, isn't meant to replace obedience. It works to make that obedience mean something. It's my 3-step system to help you not only break fear cycles, but actually build real confidence and connection with your dog and in yourself. Because you and your dog deserve more than just the mechanics. You deserve real connection. So if you're ready, join us over at beyondobedience.ca/fearless, and I can't wait to start this journey with you. I'll see you there. Well, hello, my dog-loving friend. It is Tracy. Welcome to Beyond Obedience, the podcast. Super duper welcome if you're new. Super duper welcome. Are you like me and have no idea what day it is? Are you like me? I don't know what it is about this summer, but it is banana beans crazy here in the Franken household. Just a few weeks ago, we were out. We went out to look for housing for my son Ben because he's going to college in September. And it was a great day. My goodness, we got in the van. We took Paisley with us and their friend Paige, and we were all riding the van. It's a 2-hour drive for us to get there, and the kids put on Epic and a musical. Hey, as a sidebar, if you don't already know this about me, I've said it before. I believe life should be a musical. I really, really do. So it warms the cockles of my heart when my kids jump in the van and Mom, we found a brand new musical. We think you're going to love it. And then they sing it because they've already listened to it like a million times. And they sing it in the van. It's such a vibe. It's just such a vibe. And I'm like, is it wrong that I love the fact that my kids love musicals? I've created monsters. But beautiful monsters. Anyway, I digress. The point is that all the craziness and everything, I tell you, I feel like I've been running, and I'm feeling a little exhausted. And I was thinking about moments in my dog journey where I felt similar. I felt like I was running and doing all the things and training and problem solving behavior problems and whatnot. And it wasn't getting any better. And I felt at the end of the day, not only exhausted, but if I'm being honest, a little resentful. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that today because having a dog isn't supposed to be that much work. You know what I'm saying? You've done all the things, it's still not working. And you love your dog, right? I'm not saying like I loved my dog too. I love my dogs, but if you're feeling frustrated or short-tempered or just plain exhausted, then this episode is for you. I want to kind of normalize it a little bit, because I feel like a lot of it is society driven. Some of it for me was like, you know, my own personal, like, I should know better. Like, how do I not know this? And why can't I fix this dog? Back in that day, I was like, I'm a vet tech. I should know that. Not that they taught us anything. I mean, we had one semester of canine behavior, but I thought I should be able to solve all behavior problems because I was a vet tech, you know, like just that personal, I should know better vibe. But also society tells you that, right? Like anytime you go on, it's like you need to socialize more, you need to train more, you need to buy more enrichment, you need to do more fulfillment, you need to give them more exercise. And what if at the end of the day, you're like, I don't have any more. Like I have nothing more to give. Like I've been there. I have been down so low where I'm like, there's nothing left in me. And then your stupid brain starts running cycles like, maybe I'm not good enough for this dog. Maybe I shouldn't have got this dog. Maybe you're like all the things. Like your brain does crazy things when you're exhausted, right? And so I want to kind of talk about that today a little bit, just because I want to normalize it. I want to, not call you out. I want to let you know that I see you, I feel you, I've been there. Because having a dog is supposed to be joyful. Like it's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to feel like a full-time job on top of your full-time job on top of your real jobby job. You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to feel that way. But it does feel that way, especially if you're constantly prompting your dog or you're always just, doing cues and your relationship now has just become a cycle of reactivity. Like sometimes we sit there and we're like, I got to work on my dog's reactivity, but you realize sort of that you're reacting to your dog's reactivity, which is making your dog react more. And it's a chicken and egg thing and a cycle. And you're like, I just want this hamster wheel. You ever been there? Because that's what it's like. If you've been inundated with a bunch of different techniques and different people telling you different things, and you're trying all sorts of them, and you're doing combos, and you're not sure what's going on. And so you come into the experience just kind of like, okay, he's doing this, so now I got to do this. It's reactive. You're not responding to the reactivity. You're reacting to it. And that reactivity is going to cause more reactivity. There's one thing that you've learned from listening to this podcast. It's coming from us. Like, the call's coming from inside the house. You know what I'm saying? Everyone remember that little horror story that we used to tell at campfires? The call's coming from inside the house. And the bottom line too is that if you are constantly managing your dog's behavior or micromanaging your dog's life, that is actually a sign of mistrust, right? When we're out there just constantly like eyeballing the dog, just waiting with breathless anticipation for the next blow up, we're waiting for the next shoe to drop, we're managing every little thing that they do, we're staring at them. Like, what are you doing there? What are you thinking there? We're constantly just on them. The dog feels that. They feel that mistrust. And if you mistrust them, they won't trust you. They don't trust that. Like, you don't feel like a calm, stable leader when you're like, what are you doing? What are you doing now? What are you doing over there? What are you doing? Like, you don't feel that way, right? And then also, and this is how I felt for many of the trainings, I'll say that bribing your dog isn't connection. Okay? Just flat out. It's not connection. It's currency. But if your dog only listens when snacks are involved, that's not really trust. That's a transaction. It's not the same thing. Now, again, treats aren't bad. They aren't bad. I talk about this so much, but there's a different way to use treats. There's a better way to use treats where treats become part of an experience with you, not always just a reward for a behavior. Teaching them obedience, you're not teaching them a cue. You're just living with your dog. So if you find that you're just constantly chucking food at your dog, that gets exhausting. It gets so exhausting, right? And the other thing that happens when we're exhausted, and let's normalize this, please. Let's normalize this. Correcting without context undermines their confidence, and overcorrecting cracks your foundation of relationship. Now, I want to sort of talk about correction in general, because correction, for some people, they think that means like yelling, sometimes physical contact, stuff like that means punishment. It doesn't necessarily mean that, right? For me, a correction, I think of it as like a correction in communication, like where I'm just like, I'm going to just put a correction in that. Like, I'm just going to let you know that what you did there was not correct, and we just need to course correct to do this now, right? For a lot of my days, my dog's corrections are me just going, oh, no, don't do that. And they're like, oh, okay. Or what's in your mouth? Give me that, please. Thank you. Like, just that's my day with my dogs. Very rarely does a correction for me ever sound like yelling or anger or frustration. It's just a yes or no, right? Yes, if that's the behavior I want, and nope, if that's not the behavior I want. It can be that simple. Now, I'm not perfect. I am not perfect, my friends. This doesn't happen all the time, right? I actually just the other day, I was standing by the washing machine, and my son let Eclipse and Levi out, and Eclipse saw me, and she came over and she was milling around my feet. My son called her really quickly, and she turned like on my foot. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm sure every single dog owner has gone through this, where you're not wearing shoes or socks, you're in your bare feet because it's your house and you like to walk around your bare feet. That's just me, maybe, but the dog puts their foot on you, and then when they pivot, they actually use their nail to kind of twist around and then launch off your, you know what I'm saying? They launch off your foot. That's what happened. And oh my gosh, it hurt. And I actually said, ow. And then that owl made her come back, because the Newfs are very sensitive and they're high social drive dogs. So they're like, oh my gosh, what happened? Like, she doesn't know it was her that did it. She's just like, my human's in pain. I should go over and see her. So she came back, and I have to admit, I was in a lot of pain, and I went, go outside, like really loudly. And I felt bad about it, but I just moved on from that. I don't always catch myself, especially when it's a pain thing. I don't always catch myself in the moment, but I have learned to let it go. I don't hang on to those things, because, and this is what we want to get into today. It's really important for us. Like, let's get into what we can do about this, because I really want to talk about if you are this person, if you're exhausted, you're micromanaging, you're overcorrecting, and things just feel really, really heavy for you, and you're maybe have a little bit of resentment for your dog. First of all, it's normal. Second of all, what can we do about it? You're going to hate me for saying this, because if you're like me, oh, you're going to hate me for saying this, but here is what you have to do. Are you ready? Are you ready? Hold on. Let me find something. Are you ready? It's not really the right thing, but if you're ready for this, I wish I had a drum roll. Drum roll would be a great sound effect. Here's what you need to do. Come closer to them. Come closer to your microphone on your phone, like, or your speaker on your phone. Just come closer. Just lean in, because I need you to hear this. You ready? You need to take care of yourself first. What? Yes. Hate me yet? Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. It's the typical, you have to put your child's oxygen mask on first before you put your oxygen mask on. Oh, I hate that advice. It's the worst advice ever. I hate it. I'm angry at myself for just saying it to you, but I am going to say it. I know. Hate me if you have to. Yeah, I'm going to say it. You are going to have to take care of yourself. The very first thing that I want you to do, rather than figure out, like, okay, I just need this solution. How do I fix the dog? How do I make it better? How do I do blah, 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 blah. Stop right now. And I'm going to tell you, you make it better by taking a day off for yourself. However you need to. Maybe it can't even be a whole day. Maybe it can't be a whole day, but maybe that means we get a frozen Kong and we we put the dog in the crate and we have a cup of tea. Be one with the tea. We have a cup of tea and we just close our eyes. We take a break. Maybe we have a nap. Oh my gosh. Naps. Afternoon naps. Are they not the best? Like, don't you feel like you are getting away with something if you have a nap in the afternoon? Like, it feels like so luxurious. Oh, a bath. That was the big thing for me when I first moved here. We have a jacuzzi tub. Unfortunately, the jacuzzi tub is broken and Mark keeps telling me he's going to fix it, but he hasn't yet. But I digress. The point is, when I first got here, and like, you know, if you've heard my story about the move and everything, it is quite a story and it was quite a journey, and my stress levels were never higher than when we did this move. And I remember the first day, like the kids were finally settled into their school, and Mark was away. He hadn't moved back home, like back in with us yet. He had to go back to Ontario to work for a while. And I decided in the middle of the day to have a bubble bath, like in the middle of the day. And it felt like, I was like, I am the most luxurious person in the entire world. Like, it felt so good. And I had to keep quelching that stupid little voice inside my head that's like, stop being lazy, get up and do some work. You should unpack things. You should be organizing. You should be doing. I did it though. It was so amazing. So like, have a nap, take a bubble bath, put the dog in the crate and not worry about it. Now, if you're someone that's like, my dog cries all day in the crate, well, then we're going to need to talk about that. Here's another idea. Have you thought about looking up and seeing if you could find places in your area that run a really good dog daycare? Now, don't get me wrong. You do have to do your due diligence, because there's a lot of dog daycares out there that are just kind-hearted people that are like, I love dogs and I wanted to like work with dogs all day, that maybe don't have the background or the training or whatnot, but I digress. If you can find somebody, though, that really understands dogs and whatnot, one that, like, a place that you feel comfortable for. I don't want you to drop the dog off at a place where you're like, I'm just going to worry about the dog all day, but literally a place where you can be like, I know my dog is having fun and having a great time and all of that stuff. If you can do that, even like once a week, once every 2 weeks or something, give yourself a break where you get to not be with the dog, where you get to not worry about the dog. Like, maybe that means going out and having your significant other look after them. I don't know what that is for you. I'm just saying, unfortunately, this is you need to take care of you, because if you don't take some time for yourself, if you don't take some time to decompress, then when we get to the stages of how do we make this actually better for you, you have so much sort of built up resentment for the dog and for the situation, and you probably have a lot of negative self-talk running through in the back of your mind, that it's going to be really hard for us to push past it. And we can get past it. Trust me when I say, it's possible for you. It's possible for you to not have all of this on you. But we need to take care of you first. And I know you hate that. Like, I hated myself for saying it. And if you're like me, you're like, I'm not going to do it because I don't have that kind of time or whatnot. You're just not going to do it because you've been told it before and you're not going to do it. Here, listen, you're not doing it for you. Because if I told you were doing it for you, you'd be like, I'm not doing it. You're doing it for your dog. Do it for your dog. Take care of yourself for your dog. You're doing it for your dog. You're going to show up as a better, more calm, more emotionally balanced human being that is able to reach your dog. And that's what we want to do. To quote my good friend and mentor Nelson, we don't want to teach the dog more stuff. We want to reach the dog. And we do that by being the best version of ourselves. So if you need a break from your dog, that's not you being like, my dog is like a nut job and I can't be around it. That's you being like, I just need a break so that I can recenter. And then I come back to this with a new lens, a new mindset kind of a thing. That's what you got to do. I know it sucks. I know. I hated it when I said it. But it's true. Do it for your dog though. Do it for your dog. Because you're not doing it wrong. You're just doing too much of the wrong kind of work. You're doing frantic work that isn't the right kind of work, right? Like, anyway, we can keep talking about it, but the bottom line is you got to take care of yourself. So comment, let me know. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to take care of yourself? What are you going to give yourself permission to do? Give yourself permission to put your dog in the crate and go for a walk without the dog. What? I know. I was like, why would one do that? Why would you go for a walk without your dog? I mean, if you're going for a walk anyway, take the dog. No. If you need a walk, just to walk, to catch your breath, to just not have to walk while looking for squirrels and other dogs and cats and everything, go for a walk, my friend. Go for a walk. It's okay to leave the dog at home. I give you permission. So there you go. There you go, my friend. There you go, my friend. I hope this helps. I really want to normalize this idea of feeling exhausted and this idea that having a dog isn't supposed to be like this. It's not supposed to be this much work. It's not this hard. And I can help you. I can definitely help you make it less work with more fun. But we got to get you centered first. We got to get you taking care of you first. You need to come to me with that whole like, all right, I know that it's me and I want to change that and let's get to work. And if you're ready to do that, then come on over to the Fearless Framework. Come on over. Why aren't we already friends in the Fearless Framework? Come on over to the Fearless Framework, enroll in that incredible program, that incredible community. Come say hi. Let us get to know you. Let us get to know your dog. And we can start to work on all of that together. It's better with friends. That's all I'm going to say. Sometimes having a reactive dog is very, very lonely. Very, very lonely, especially if you are someone that has to walk your dog out late at night so you don't see anybody. It can be incredibly lonely and isolating, and I don't want you to feel that way anymore. Come into the program. Find your people. We are your people. Come find your people, hang out with us, and let's get going. Let's get started. beyondobedience.ca/fearless. If you want to do that, hang out with us in the free Facebook group, Living Beyond Obedience. You can also do that. And hey, if you liked this episode and you want to tell me all about it, go to beyondobedience.ca/contact. Scroll down to the bottom, hit the microphone button, and just leave me a little voice message. Let me know how the podcast is helping you. If you have a question, you can ask that. You might be featured on the podcast. Wouldn't that be amazing? So much fun. You can be a part of this too. Be amazing. All right, listen. I need you to get out there today, my dog-loving friend, and be the person that your dog thinks you are, because your dog thinks that you are amazing. And so do I. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now. Oh, and one more thing. This podcast is meant for entertainment and education purposes only and is not meant to replace hands-on professional training. If you're really struggling with your dog, please reach out to a professional in your area. All right, I think that's it. Bye for now.